Good morning to all the students of class 11th political science and students. Welcome back to the online classes here. And as you know, we had already started the revision classes, and in the last video we had started the third chapter of your book, that is election and representation. But I would like to also remind you and bring it to your notice that this chapter, that is chapter number 3 of your NCERT book, election and representation, now is chapter number 2 according to the new revised syllabus, as chapter number 2 has been merged with chapter number 1, that is constitution and rights in the Indian constitution, have been merged together. So this chapter number 3, that is election and representation, is now chapter number 2. Okay, so we had started this chapter and I am taking only the important topics. So I had started the election system, in which we had studied about first past the post system, which is one of the important system we are following in India. So it is totally in concern with India, and we had understood it with the example of the Lok Sabha election of 1984. We had studied the complete chart, and today we are going to the other election method, that is proportional representation. So today we will try and understand what do we understand by this election system, whose name is proportional representation. Okay, so let's start this. Let us compare this to the how elections take place in Israel, that follows a very different system of election. Okay, now we are telling to compare the first past the post election system in comparison to the system followed in Israel. Okay, that is another election system which is followed in Israel. We are going to try and compare both the representation system, that is the first past the post system, and proportional representation. This system is followed in Israel. So let us see what is this system of election. In Israel, once the votes are counted, okay, there is an election. When the election is particular date has been announced, after the election is over, there is a counting of votes. Okay, that's why it's written in Israel. Once the votes are counted, the final counting of the votes has been done, each party is allotted the share of seats in the parliament in proportion to its share of votes. So after the result, when the votes are counted, so the party allots the share of seats. The party will get the only the number of seats to exactly to the proportional to the share of votes they have polled in the election. So if any party is getting 20% of the votes, it means 20% of the seats will be given to that party in the parliament. In India, like we have parties, and we vote for the individual, our own candidate, who are from a party, who belongs to a particular party. But in Israel, under this system, proportional representation, here citizens do not vote for the individual candidates, but they only vote for the particular parties, or we can say for the nation. So that is why it's written here. You can see it carefully. In Israel, once the votes are counted, each party, it's written here, each party is allotted the share of seats in the parliament in proportion to its share of votes. Okay, so whatever the votes will be achieved by a particular party, the same number of percentage of seats will be given or allotted to that party in the parliament. Okay, and it is one thing is important here to tell you, that of course the people are giving vote to the party, but before the exam this election is held, a particular list has to be submitted of the candidates. Once the party wins the 20% seats or 40% seats, among those people who were mentioned in the list, they will be given the seats in the parliament who will represent a particular party. So here people, the citizens, don't vote for the particular candidates but for the party, but it is responsibility of the party to submit a particular list of certain candidates who will be appointed or allotted the share of seats after the elections are over, but in relation to the percentage of seats votes they have got in the election. Each party fills the quota of seats by picking those many of nominees. These are the nominees who are in advance given in the list from the preference list, that is called the preference list. So from those preference list, the members will be allotted the seats in the parliament, but those members will only be according to the share of votes which the party has got. Okay, this system of election is called proportional representation, because here this word is used proportional, because the proportion of votes will be equal to the proportion of seats a particular party will get in the parliament. So in short, we call it PR system. In this system, a party gets the same proportion of seats as its proportion of votes. As simple as it is. If a party gets 25% of vote out of 100% of votes, 25% of seats will be given to the particular party. Okay. in the PR system there could be two variants, but now there could be two types or two variants in this PR system. So we'll study and try and understand both this system, what are the differences between these two systems, although both these variations are coming under the proportional representation. It means they are following the election system which is as proportional representation, but there are two variations. Let's see the two variants. In some countries like Israel and Netherlands, okay, in countries like Israel and Netherlands, they are following the proportional representation. What is the variant? The entire country is treated as one constituency. In this, the entire country is treated as a constituency. What do we in India do? We have many constituencies in our country, and what I told you, from each constituency how many members are elected? One. Okay, but here the whole country is as treated as a single constituency, and seats are allocated to each party according to its share of votes in the national election. So there will be a national elections, there will be certain party 1, party 2, party 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the parties, suppose, for the national election. Now they will get the votes by the citizens. So the number of votes a party gets is the proportion of seats they will be getting in the parliaments. So if this party 2 is getting 30% of votes, it means in the parliament how many seats they will go? They will get seats that is 30%. Okay, so this is the ratio, and this is the first variant which is followed in Israel and Netherlands. Okay, the other method is when the country is divided into several multi-member. One method is this, where the whole nation is treated as a single constituency, but the other method is when a country is divided into several multi-members. Now a country will be divided here into constituencies like India. When we were reading about first past the post system, this is a system where the country is divided into various constituencies, but in India it was only divided into various constituencies from where one member is elected. But in countries like Argentina, or we can say Portugal, this method, proportional representation method, is followed, but these constituencies are multi-membered, you can say. From each constituency there will be 2, 3, 4. It depends how many seats are given to from one constituency. In India, from one constituency we only elect one person, or yes, but here they will elect more than one person. That is why it is called multi-member. So like this, from each constituency there will be multi-member constituencies, and these people will be belonging to different parties. So when the election take place, suppose party number 1 from this constituency gets 20% votes, it means 20% seats of this constituency will go to this party. Same way in this, suppose he gets 40% votes, this party gets 40% votes, it means this constituency's 40% seats will be given to party number 2. This is the method. So we can say this method is followed in Argentina and Portugal, that is multi-member constituency. Each party prepares a list of candidates. As I told you beforehand, before the election they prepare a list of preference list, we can call it, or list of candidates for each constituency. For each constituency there will be a prepared list of candidates from each party. Okay, that if we get 20% seats in this constituency, who will be the candidates who will be allotted the seat in this constituency. So beforehand the list is given to submitted of the candidates. So in both the cases, proportional representation, when we are talking about Israel and Netherlands, or we are talking about the second variant, that is Argentina and Portugal, in both the cases we don't vote for the particular candidate, we vote for the party or for the nation. Okay, so here depending on how many have to be elected from that constituency, so the list of candidates will be according to the, it will depend on the that how many members have to be elected from that particular constituency. In both these variations, voters exercise their preference of party, not a candidate. Here the voters or the citizens will vote for the party, not for the candidate, as I have already told you. The seats in the constituency are distributed on the basis of votes polled by a party. The number of votes will polled by a party, equal seats will be given to the that particular party. Thus, representative form of constituency would and do belong to different parties. In India, we have adopted PR system. They are saying thus representative form of constituency would and do belong to different parties. It means in each constituency there will be members of different parties, because the number of share of votes polls is different of all the parties, so their representation will be given to all the parties. But in India also we are following this proportional representation, but we'll see how it is used in India and in which sectors it is used. Because as we had already seen in the general election, Lok Sabha election or the state election, we use the election system whose name is first past the post system, but we are also using a variant of proportional representation system in India. Let's see. So in India we have adopted PR system. We have also adopted it, although we are using first past the post system for the general election, as I told you, for the legislatures, for the parliament, for the state legislative assemblies, but we are also using PR system on the limited scale. Here word is used, limited scale, for indirect elections. Okay, the constitution prescribes a third and the complex variation. So our constitution has prescribed the third and the complex variation of the PR system. We have studied about two variations. Now there is a third complex variation which we use for the election of president, vice president, and for the election of Rajya Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. So you must know we are using the third complex variation of proportional representation system, but only for the election of president of India, vice president, and for the election of Rajya Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishads. Okay, so with this we have almost tried and understood the two system. FPTP means first past the post system and proportional representation. Let's see and compare. It is a comparison of FPTP and PR system of election. So let's compare. The first is written, the country is divided into small geographical units called constituencies or districts. We know is in India we divide our country into small constituencies, okay, geographical areas. According to the population we do it. But in under PR system, large geographical area are demarcated as constituencies. The entire country may be a single constituency. We have read that the entire country or the nation is as a constituency. Every constituency elects one representative in India. As we know, in our election in first past the post system, from each constituency we elect one representative, okay, who gets the maximum votes in according to the other candidates. More than one representative may be elected from one constituency. Voter votes for the party. Here voter will vote for the party, and also the representatives from each constituency can be more than one. Voters vote for the candidate. In India we vote for the candidate. Maybe he belongs to a particular party, but we vote on the name of the candidate. But here the vote of we vote only for the parties, okay, under proportional representation. Next is, a party may get more seats than votes in the legislature. What they are saying, a party may get more seats than votes in the legislature. The percentage of votes a particular party has polled, it may get the more number of seats in the legislature or in the parliament. The reason we have gone through it in the when we were studying about the first past the post system. Okay, because here the majority, absolute majority is not required to be elected. Here it's just the candidates vote should be at the highest as compared to the other candidates. But here what happens, each party gets seats in the legislature in proportion to the percentage of vote. Whatever percentage of votes a particular party gets in the election, exactly that percentage of seats will be allotted to that particular party. Okay, candidates who have win the election may not get majority 50 plus 1 votes. Here it is not important for a candidate to get the majority of votes. It is just the candidates should get the highest votes as compared to the other candidates. If this candidate is getting, one candidate is getting 25% votes, other is getting 15%, and third is getting 30%, it means he will be elected because he has the highest percentage of votes as compared to the other candidates. But here candidates who wins the election gets majority of votes. Okay, example is UK and India. Here we have read about Israel, Netherlands. This was the one system, and under this also we read about that Portugal and Argentina. So with this we come to the end of this topic, and this comparison would be very important from for you all from the exam point of view. This will include everything, these important points. So you must go through your NCERT books for this, and I also assigned you many questions, and today also I shall be giving some questions for the practice. Till then, thank you.